Summary of Canto 3, Chapter 10, Divisions of Creation. Vidura then inquired, how did Brahma, the grandfather of all planetary inhabitants, create the bodies of different living entities from his own body and mind? So please eradicate all my doubts and answer all my questions. So when Maitreya was asked like this, he became very enlivened and he began to reply to the questions which he had kept in his heart and he had not forgotten. He spoke about how Lord Brahma created the 14 worlds. So he said, Brahma meditated on the Lord for 100 celestial years as advised by the Lord. Then he saw both the lotus and the water trembling due to a strong, violent wind. Due to the long penance and transcendental knowledge, Lord Brahma acquired practical knowledge and drank the wind and the water completely. Brahma then saw that the lotus spread throughout the universe and he contemplated, from this lotus I will create all the planets as they were before the destruction. So like this, engaged in the Lord's service, Brahma entered into the whirl of the lotus and first divided it into 3 divisions and later into the 14 divisions. Brahma could create all the 14 worlds that are suitable for different types of living entities because of his causeless devotional service and mature transcendental knowledge. Maitreya had spoken about time several times previously. Therefore, Vidura now asked about time. So Vidura asked him, describe to me the symptoms of eternal time, which is another form of the Lord. Then he said, the characteristics of time. The characteristics of time are it is the source of the interaction of all the modes of material nature. There is lack of attributes and hence it is imperceptible. It is limitless without beginning or end. It separates the material energy from the Lord. It divides the universe into various planetary systems. It is unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Lord, the objective manifestation or representative of the Lord. It causes the universe to appear alike in the present as it was in the past and shall be in the future. So like this, having described time in general, Maitreya now will in future describe the time in detail in the next chapter. Before that, he discusses the process of creation in summary. So Maitreya spoke about the 10 types of creation. First, he spoke about the 3 types of destruction. What are they? There are 3 types of destruction: Kala, Dravya and Guna. Now, Kala is due to eternal time and it involves devastation of all the universes at the end of Brahma's life. Dravya is due to material elements by the fire of Sankarshana and other factors and happens at the end of Brahma's day. Guna is due to one's own actions and it is consumption of one's own body. Then he spoke about the types of primary creation, Prakrita Sarga. The Mahat Tattva, sum total of material ingredients, then the Ahankara, which is the false ego, and then the Tanmatra, the sense objects, then the Indriyas, which is the senses, the Deva, demigods and mind, and Tamas, which is ignorance. So from the Mahat Tattva, the sum total of material ingredients, there is there is interaction of modes instigated by the Supreme Lord. In Ahankara, false ego comes material ingredients, material knowledge and material actions. From the Tanmatra comes Dravya that generates 5 gross elements. From the Indriya senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 action senses are present. And then the Deva, demigods and mind we have from the interaction of Sattva Guna, and the Tamoguna is produced by Avidya Shakti, which makes the living entity act like a fool. Then he spoke about the 4 types of secondary creation by Brahma, which is called as Visarga. So what are the 4 types of secondary creation? They are the immovable jivas, which are the plants, the lower species like the animals, the human beings and the demigods. These are the 4. Now the immovable plants, their characteristics is that its consciousness is not very evident. They grow upward for nourishment. They feel pain when cut, and they are found in unlimited varieties. There are 6 types without flowers but having fruit: annual plants, lata or plants that need support like creepers, hollow plants like bamboo, stiff trunk plants which do not need any support, and those which give fruit through flowers. Among the lower species of animals, the characteristics is that it has horizontal nourishment. There is no concept of future deliberation. They are preoccupied with eating and sleeping, and they understand their needs by smell. They are of 28 types: the two-hoofed, one-hoofed, five-clawed birds, land-dwelling, aquatic. Then the human beings. The characteristics are they go for downward nourishment. They are passionate. They are dedicated to work, and they think themselves very happy even in distress. And there is only one kind of human beings. And then they are the demigods. They are of 8 types: the Vibhutas, the demigods, the Pitris, the forefathers, Asuras, the demons, Gandharvas and Apsaras, Yakshas and Rakshasas, Siddhacharanas and Vidyadharas, Bhuta Preta Pishachas, Kinnara Kimpurushas, and many others like that. So the Prakrita or Prakrita or Sarga, the Prakrita or Sarga is primary creation and it is done by the Lord, while the Visarga or the Vaikrita is the secondary creation and it is done by Brahma. Now the creation of sense devatas comes under Prakrita. Creation of other devatas by Brahma comes under Vaikrita. Creation of the 4 Kumaras is mixed creation which involves both Prakrita and Vaikrita as they were generated by Brahma's meditation on the Lord. So therefore both Brahma and the Lord are considered the gods. So having said all this, Maitreya then said, I will now describe the Manvantaras and the descendants of the Manus. The creator Brahma, as the incarnation of the mode of passion, creates the universal affairs with unfailing desires by the force of the Lord's energy. I shall further describe the calculation of time. So we will see in the next chapter the calculation of time from an. This completes the summary of Canto 3, Chapter 10. Canto 3, Chapter 10, Divisions of Creation. Hare Krishna.